Okay. Drew, my first question is, what is the difference in this Far Cry? I see many Far Cries. The last Far Cry, the Primal, for me is very good.
Yeah.
Yes, it's this open world. What is you think? What is the principal difference in this Far Cry 5?
Wow, there's a lot. I think probably the first thing that people are going to notice is just the new setting and the new villain, Joseph Seed. He's a cult leader who believes that God has told him that the end of the world is coming, and he has to save as many people as he can, whether they want to be saved or not. And that sort of leans into that classic Far Cry crazy villain with, but he doesn't see himself as a villain this time around. There's sort of something relatable in his message. I think that in terms of the gameplay itself, what we've done is made the story completely non-linear this time. So we're not telling you that there's a specific path you have to go through. There's not a delineation between the story itself and the open world. It's really putting control in the player's hands to say, what's the experience that you want? You go out any direction, meet anyone that you want, engage in stories, check out outposts. It's really about your story fighting back against the cult of Eden's Gate.
In the last Far Cry in Prima, Ubisoft and developments work many work in investigation for the language, for this age in the game. In Far Cry 5, the people of Ubisoft, you for example, work in this investigation for the cults, for the expansion of these cults not only in USA, in the world.
Right.
No?
Yeah, there was a lot of research. I think that all Far Cry games have a lot of research that goes into them in terms of making a place that feels believable and people that sort of feel like they're real people. For us, it really was about making sure that the Montana that we created, this fictional county of Hope County, felt like it belonged in Montana, that the people felt like they belonged there, so that the world looks the way that it does when you're exploring Montana. But also making sure that the cult itself felt like it was a real cult, that it had elements of it that we've seen in other cults. We worked with Rick Ross and Mia Donovan, who spent a lot of their lives researching cults, specifically destructive cults, to make sure that the Project Eden's Gate it didn't feel like we were just making things up. It felt like, yes, this is how they indoctrinate people. This is how they lure people in. This is how they control people once they have them sort of under the sway of the leaders. So for us, that's really where the research went into. And it was nice to be able to sort of say, okay, this is the message of the cult, and this is the daily activities, and this is how, and having them go, yeah, that makes sense, and them going, oh yeah, that reminds us of some cult that was in the 70s or 60s, and that's how they operate. It's like, okay, wow, we're on the same page here.
Yes. What time is necessary for create Far Cry 5?
I'm sorry?
What time is necessary for create Far Cry?
In terms of
yes.
The development time?
Yeah.
It's I think this probably started very early conceptually 4 years ago. Wow. But in terms of the production of it, it's really been 3 years or so from the very early beginning to now.
Yes. In this moment, Ubisoft work in maybe more DLCs for this game?
Yeah, we've actually announced 3 of our DLCs that'll be coming out that are available on our with the season pass. We'll be going to Vietnam, we'll be going to Mars, and then we have a DLC that's involving some zombies. I think it's an opportunity for us to explore places not just in Hope County, but others, other crazy settings that we can have that core Far Cry experience and then set it somewhere else. The cool thing is that there will be ties to some characters or some elements in each of those DLCs. Even though it's on Mars, I promise there will be a tie to something that happened in the story of Far Cry 5 itself.
Yes. What is your expectative in this launch?
I'm sorry?
What is your expectative for this launch? Maybe in the next months, great sales, or it's a grand game.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I hope it does well. I think when you're caught up in the development of it, and you're sort of you can't see the forest for the trees. So for us, the fact that right now it's going to be out in 1 week in players' hands, I think from what we've seen in our play tests of people that are able to get their hands on it and really have fun in the game, like it's just, there's so much that we're offering to players in terms of style of play and toys, and be able to play co-op the whole story with a co-op friend, so that you can really create as much mayhem as possible. You know, I'm really excited for people to get their hands on it, and I hope it really does well.
Yes, I see. Yesterday in the night, I see this short in Amazon Prime. Is the introduction of the game? Mm-hmm. Is I need help these bloggers in the game?
If you do some exploration, you will be able to find to discover their fate. Yes.
Okay. Finally, in this moment, work in news Far Cry's.
Sorry?
In this moment, work in news Far Cry's. Maybe one Far Cry 6, or maybe one Far Cry, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I think first it's just about getting this one out and seeing how it does. You know, we've always got ideas for what could come next, or places that we could go afterwards. But I think ultimately the team's going to take a long, well-needed vacation.
Yeah.
And then come back and say, you know, where do we go from here? And I think that in particular the ending of Far Cry 5, I think may leave a door open in terms of what happens next.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.